we don't need you here today. You know what I mean? We don't need you here today. They told us a lot. Just turn around. So I'm ready to get into it, fellas. I'm ready to do this. We got a couple. We hold on now. Slow down, baby. Let me cook. Slow down. We got a couple guests in the house. Giving honor to Reverend Usher Board. Let us for the visitors. Let them shout out. Let's go age before beauty. Let's hear from the mic, Doc.
Oh man, you know what time it is, the mic, Doc. It's your boy THEMICDR, baby. You know what time it is. I'm here. I'm ready to drop some science. Like I always do every time I show up, I'm going to show out. Y'all got my man Russ on here too. What's cracking, Russ?
Yeah, what's up with y'all? This is Russ, straight from Pittsburgh, PA. You know what I'm saying? But I put some young youth up in here for them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Man, he called us old, y'all. Shit.
Yeah, I heard him. I heard what he said.
I mean, he do look a little younger, you know what I mean? We'll see what he talking about. He
still got all his natural black hair.
Let's see.
Got it all, baby.
Oh, young buck.
Let's get it cracking, man. Let's get it cracking.
Man, fellas, here's the thing. Well, real quick before we do, what everybody get into over the weekend? You know what I mean? Was it just sports, family? What you got going on what y'all do last weekend?
I did a little bit of. I did 90% sports, 10% friends. Yeah, I watched a lot of football. My wife had company, and her sorority sisters were in town. They were doing their thing in the house. I'm out here in the command center, drinking soda, water, whatever out my fridge. I smoked some chicken breasts, baked some cookies. That's about it, man. That was it. That was my week. Oh, I went and pick up some new flooring for my master bathroom. That's gonna be done this week, finally. So, but yeah, that was about it for me.
Okay, what about you, Mike Doc? What'd you get into over the weekend, baby?
Not really, man. Not really. The boys, they have football games. So my son and them, they had a football game. He actually scored him a tutty this past weekend. They're actually ranked number 9 in the state, man. So we'll see what they're gonna do. And then, of course, my little 6-year-old, just put him in flag football. So he had a little game this weekend, man. That stuff is funny, man. Watching them 5-year-olds, they be pulling each other's flag.
We never had flag coming up. That's crazy.
Right. 5 years
We started right at tackle. I got 7.
Some of them would just run off the field. Hey, mama, I'm thirsty in the middle of the play. It's funny, man. It's funny to watch the little kids play, man. But yeah, that's all I did, man. Spent a little time with the family, did a little sports thing, and of course, chilled. And do what I always do, baby.
What about you, Russ? What'd you do? Get up off the couch all fast, run around the house with all that young energy?
Nah, this was a chill weekend. This weekend, we was chilling all weekend.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. So real quick, democracy here on the OSPP.
Always.
Do we start with Salah or do we start with Bama?
Start with Bama.
I would say Bama. Yeah, Saturday into Sunday into Monday.
Big topic.
Okay, I got a 2-point. I got a 2-part question. Number 1, was it a trap game? Because Dober's taking a lot of heat. You're not saving bliss, this, that, and the third. Was it a trap game? Answer that first, fellas.
No, I don't think it was a trap game.
I don't think so either.
No.
So you're thinking they just didn't take him seriously? Vanda hasn't beaten Bam in what, 40 years, was it?
Yes.
It's been a minute.
80-something, yes.
So okay, all right. Now, does the loss mean anything?
Yes. It does.
Okay, tell me why.
It means going forward, everybody's gonna get their ass handed to them by Bama.
Okay, all right. But okay, what you think, Mike Doc? Does it, in the grand scheme of things, big deal, no deal, little deal?
I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't think it's a little deal, but it's something if you're a Bama player or a fan, you got to definitely be aware of with that loss because you still got a little ways to go to get through the SEC, man. And so it could potentially – shake out to where, maybe they don't make it. They can't afford any more losses, I don't think, because you still got a 1-loss Georgia out there, man. So, we all know they want at least 3 from the SEC and at least 3 from the Big Ten, probably 2 from the ACC, maybe Notre Dame or something like that. So, I mean, they got to be careful, man. You can't, and I think they dropped to what? How low are they? What, 7, somewhere around in there now since that loss, the new AP ranking somewhere in there. So you figure. somewhere in that ballpark, man, they can't afford to have any more slip ups.
What you got on it, Russ? Let's hear the young buck.
I definitely think it's a big loss because they can't afford to lose now at all.
Right.
Now, like James said,
game.
They have to beat everybody now.
Right.
There ain't no more slip ups. If they don't, now it's like, who are y'all really?
Yeah.
Unless they lose, at least they got to at least make it to the SEC championship game.
They dropped to 7.
See, and honestly, and you make good points, fellas. I don't see it being a big deal, and here's why: because who do we see to challenge them? Maybe, I mean, you don't know how to challenge the schedule shake out, but who? Tennessee, Oklahoma, possibly.
They just lost to Vanderbilt. Come on, man.
I get that, and we get everything. Here's the thing: in 40 years, you're about due. Hell, once every 40 years, I'll take that. However, here's my thing: there's 12 teams this year, fellas. Now, even if they lose 2, it's going to be hard for you to convince me in most of college football that Bama's still not one of the top 12 teams in the country.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
That's where my thing is. So now, it will matter. If they get a lower seed, hypothetically, if they got a 10 or 11 seed, now they should have a harder gauntlet to go through if they had a 1 or 2 seed. Now, do any of you guys actually know how the seeding works? Because don't a couple get buys or I'm not exactly sure how it goes.
I think the top 4 conference, isn't it? The top 4 conference champions get the first buy, and then I think the remaining 5 through 12 play it out.
Yes.
Now, with the higher seeds hosting the games, I believe, something like that.
Okay, so that's what I was getting at. So they'll all be on the lower seed is always going to be the home team. Now that could be something if Bama had to travel every day. If they had
the higher, so the top 4 I think the top 4 conference champions, of course, are 1 through 4, and then the remaining, the remaining 8 play it out. And
so hypothetically, if
the higher seed
is at home
game, and then I don't know how it lines up after that, but yeah, it'll be interesting. They got to at least get to the SEC championship game, man.
Now, I would think that the top 4, once they start, they'll always be home until it gets to whatever. So you say if Bama hypothetically has 2 losses, doesn't get to the SEC championship, you don't think they'll get in?
No. I don't.
Wow.
2 losses and you don't make it. You have 2 losses and you don't even make your own conference championship game. That's tough. That's tough.
But that's the beauty of 12 teams now, and not the top 4.
They have
man. Well, for a fact they're going to want Notre Dame in there. So as long as Notre Dame can stay steady, they'll get in for sure. So
y'all still think Notre Dame gets that shine? They want. I mean, they still got a TV deal. I get that.
They do.
That's what
they get the shine. They get the shine. They're gonna get the benefit of the doubt. Now I don't know how many games they've lost. Let me check on them.
I think they only lost that 1 to Northern Illinois, wasn't it?
Yes. Okay.
They had a nice comeback against Bama. A&M. They had a nice comeback against A&M.
They're number 12 now, but yeah. They want Notre Dame. If Notre Dame runs the game, Notre Dame runs it, and they go 11-1. They're in.
Yeah.
Don't they have one more tough one?
I think they play one more ranked. I think they still got to play USC, which is always, regardless of the rankings, that's
toward the end of the year
game for those 2 schools. So that's a tough one there. But hey, listen, Bama coming on. They was coming off a tough game with Georgia, man. So.
Yeah.
And how about the story of that kid from Vandy, the quarterback, man, and where he came from and all that? Did you see his tweet about contact by so-and-so for NIL deals? I hope he gets paid, man. I hope the cat gets paid.
Get some of that money, baby.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, the way college football is now, you have that one game, you can start getting that NIL money. You can start you saw the freshman from Bama, Williams, how much more he got after he had that winning touchdown from Georgia. Man.
Hey, did you fellas real quick when Vandy won that game? Did you guys see where they tore down the goalpost and all that and
put it in the record?
Do you know how long the street is that they carry it, and do you know what they ultimately end up doing with that goalpost? I never knew, and I was curious, so I searched it on TikTok.
Hold on, it leaves the stadium. They can.
Yes.
Okay. I have no.
I don't know how it gets out, but
they carry it out of there somehow. They get it out of there, bro. And
through
they
where?
listen.
They was literally just carrying it down.
Same way they get, I don't know, ambulances and fire trucks in those damn stadiums. Look, they carry it out and they carry it down this main street or something like that for like 3-4 some odd miles, and then it ends where they dump it and throw it in a river.
All right, hold on for a second. Is it the complete upright, or is it just a crossbar, or just the up?
It's the whole thing.
Man, I thought honestly, when they tore that down, I thought it came apart. I thought you could tear it like the
sure
ones.
You can.
You can.
I wonder how much that Joker weighs.
1, 2, yeah.
It don't matter when you hopped up on Bear.
Yeah.
That was a big win for that school, man.
Woo.
Yeah, big
now,
win.
Okay. Does Vandy make so we still don't see them in the playoff? Do you think this will turn their season around where they make a decent bowl game, or would this have mattered to where this could change the trajectory of recruiting for them, their season? Are they no longer going to be the floorboard, the placemat, the floor mat of the SEC?
I think Vandy's always going to be Vandy, man. I mean, it's an SEC school, but it's a great
academic school.
There you go.
So a lot of kids, yeah, man. So. But I'll tell you this, man. It's James Franklin was at Vandy. You can win at Vandy. I mean, they show you can win there, man. You just got to, the SEC is tough. But I'll be honest, I wasn't even thinking about Vandy. I don't even know Vandy's record before they was even thinking about Alabama and all that till Alabama beat them and played them, and I was like, whoa, pay attention. But they're still not even ranked. I don't even know what their schedule is. I don't know nothing about Vandy.
I'm about to tell you. So right now they're 3-2. Next up is Kentucky, Ball State, number 1 Texas, Auburn, South Carolina, number 13 LSU, number 8 Tennessee.
It's
a tough one, but it can be done.
They might only end up with 2 or 3 more wins.
They're not beating Texas. They're not beating. They'll beat Ball State.
Yeah, so you don't think they're going to win any more? You don't think they're going to win any more SEC games?
They ain't not being no more SEC teams. But I was going to ask y'all, with the playoffs, do bowl games even matter anymore? Because I know, like, to me, I don't even care about a bowl game. I'm going to go to your school for a bowl game. If I'm not at least in the playoffs, I don't even care.
But see, here's the thing real quick, and not trying to be funny, Russ. With us cats, fellas, remember, we used to love January 1st because we had every bowl game mattered. I mean, you got up, the first bowl started at 11, and you literally had football on until midnight. And sometimes if you was lucky, you'd be at his friend's house and they might bring the TV from in. You had 3 TVs on with all watching 3 different games.
I'm getting dressed for New Year's at the hotel watching football the whole day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See now, Russ. Players opt out. They didn't do that years ago when we were coming up. They didn't opt out. Everybody played.
But check this out. Don't they now, with this new playoff system, don't they now have the big time bowls, Sugar Bowl, Citrus Bowl, all those bowls now
they put them in it, but
those playoff games?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're going to have like the point. Now that is going to make, because the name of it, and you're always going to have ranked teams playing ranked teams, is going to be pretty good. But are you still going to have like the Poinsettia Bowl, the Butter Bowl?
The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. What the?
Yeah, you're always going to have that, man, because those are opportunities for them to make money, schools and everybody. But look, before we move on, real quick, I don't know. I had shared this in a group text. It was just something that I know the the SEC and Big Ten commissioners were involved in this meeting where there's this private group that put together billions of dollars, that put together this $70 billion. I think I shared it with you, Chops, in that group. Business plan for, or not 70, but a 70 team. I don't remember. 70 team, $9 billion package for this kind of like a playoff league,
like basketball
with college. Yeah, man. And it would kind of pick the basically Big Ten, SEC, some ACC, of course Notre Dame, and create this 70 team league and infuse $9 billion in guaranteed money. And the money would be tiered based off your wins. So tier 1 would guarantee you $100 million a year. Tier 2 would get, man, it's crazy.
I don't like that, Doc. I don't like that.
But
I like conferences. I like the conferences. I like that.
Here's the thing, though. It's going to this is a business move. We understand it's a business move, money grab. But with the NIL, if this were to come into play, would more teams do like the Ohio State and just pay more players, pay more money, and almost buy the championship? Now, Ohio State hasn't done it yet, but would something like this a 70 team? Because then at that point, fellas, would you have Boise State's playing Ohio State this week, then Oregon next week, and possibly a Penn State the week? You know, where they all
that's part of that deal was this league. It eliminates all the FCSs, all those lower tier schools, and forces you to play the big time Division I conference games out the gate. It takes away getting all those playing those smaller schools to prepare them. Yeah. It's a different. And at the end, it really said, you know, this may not take footing right now, but this eventually
it's heading. It's something like that.
How it operates because of the money.
Yeah, something like this. Again, it may not be this actual, but it's going to be something like this. 70 teams is a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot.
Well, think about it.
They went to 12. How many in Division I football though? How many?
132.
There's a grip.
Yeah. And then even fellas, keep it a buck. Even if you go 70, there's going to be the 71st and 72nd team that used to go complaining. Why did we get left out?
I should be
right.
Why did we get left out?
Yeah.
All right, fellas. They told your boy Salah, arrivederci. They told him kick rocks. Was it fair? And I hate to use the word fair. Did you see it coming? Was it justified? Speak on it.
Go ahead, Russ.
I think it was just business. At the end of the day, I think it was bound to happen at some point in the season. They had to let someone go, and it definitely was going to be him, basically.
So he was a scapegoat, is what you're saying.
It has to be.
Well, if you believe what they're saying, and the owner, Woody Johnson, just saying, hey, look, he just said, look, we're 2-3. You know, I think we need to be better than we are. We should be a lot better where we are. And this is my decision only. Although he did say he did talk to Aaron Rodgers and others about it. But Salah didn't even know. He showed up on Tuesday morning like it was regular work. And as soon as he got there, he was talked to by the owner, brought directly to the owner.
They had to escort him out. Security had to escort him out the building.
Yeah, look, man,
he was good, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy because I think he's the first Jet coach to be fired mid-season like that since I think it was 1976 that Lou Holtz, and he resigned or something like that. So that's crazy to happen, and it was definitely because of their situation. But man, it's hard to put it on him when you as an owner, you wine and dine Aaron Rodgers and flying back and forth and do all this and then bring Hackett and bring all his Lazard and sign all this, do all these things for him and he can't control Aaron Rodgers. He don't even show up to practices and all these things. He's doing what he wants to do, man. And he don't play well. It's on him. But the reality is, and a lot of people are saying it, Aaron Rodgers is the one that's not playing very well.
Right. Listen, not to mention, Doc, he's a stone cold bum. He's a bum now. I don't care what y'all say. He's a bum. These guys don't believe that you could be in the NFL and be a bum. He's a bum. Okay. Now let's get on. Like you said, though, they brought him in. They whined him and downed him, but Lazaro missed the ball, and he'll he'll throw 3 bad passes and act like nothing's wrong. Like you just fucked up.
Yeah, man. I just think it's. I get it. It's part of the business, and it's how things how a lot of teams operate. There's certain teams that don't operate like that. Pittsburgh does not operate like teams like that. Organizations, New England, they don't operate like that. But for whatever reason, I think it was bound to happen. But man, I just think it's dirty behind closed doors. Is the coaches that are like, man, they did dirty, man. But out there and everything, man, yeah, it's a business. It's the NFL, blah, blah, blah. Such is life. As we prepare for what we're worried about this week, that's what it is.
And how do you fire him and then bring a defensive coordinator? The defense is not the problem
at all.
He was a defensive-minded coach.
Right. It's not the defense ain't the problem.
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. Bottom line, it's Aaron Rodgers. Because here's my thing. Garrett Wilson was better with Zach Wilson.
Yes, he was.
So you would think with Aaron Rodgers coming in, Garrett Wilson's game would go from here, which everybody already says he's a dog, to up here. But for whatever reason, they're not clicking. They ain't even clicking with Mike Williams.
No. Mike Williams is out there running around.
Devontae Adams, so we'll see.
Yeah, Mike Williams out there like radio. He just running around in circles.
Man, do y'all know what they were in the division?
Jeez, Lou.
And he has Breece Hall.
Yeah.
He has
Allen.
Rookie Allen. Like, man, he got some weapons.
Fellas, honestly, I know he's back from his Achilles.
He
doesn't look back. I understand. First off, you're 40, right? Brady didn't take the hits or the injuries that Rodgers took. It took your boy, and he's 4 or 5 years younger, Cousins, to start being a little bit more mobile. Rodgers wasn't real mobile before the injury. Now he's not. It's like he's not trusting his O-line. He's not trusting his leg. I don't know how much you guys watched the game on Sunday. Those INTs, man, it is just – he didn't look good. Fellas, he did not look good. He just didn't. And honestly, I wasn't a fan of Salah's. However, I hope he moves on, gets I'm not saying a better opportunity, but another opportunity to do something. But I hope the Jets and Rodgers go down the shitter. I do. I hope. I hope they do.
He just needs to play. He just needs to play better, man. And like I said, man, it's what it is. It's the business. They didn't have to do it, but they had the owners. He just wanted to do something. And he's not even the one that brought Salah and them in there. But man, when you look at Salah, man, what he got 21, 22. He had Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
He shipped him off, and Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles last year, and then he comes back. He's legit like 4 games in, and they give him they lock the doors on it.
Yeah. And it's crazy because on the one hand, you say he didn't really, I hate to say he didn't get a fair shake because you don't want to use the word fair in sports, but he did have the deck stacked against him in a lot of ways. But what's been going on with him and Rodgers, flipping out and missing practice. He misses practice or OT or whatever, minicamp, then blames it on the coach. He doesn't hug the coach. And then they do the way they did this, it just reeks of Rodgers. Even though the owner says it was on me, you don't do this without Rodgers signing off. And like I said, you spoke to Rodgers. He has not been there for a full season, really, and you're going to speak to him. I just think it was dirty.
That's why when you wine and dine somebody and fly them back and forth and basically make them to come there, I mean, that's what you get. I mean, you got any realistically to any true franchise core, especially when you're talking about Hall of Famer owners are going to, you guys sometimes talk to teams about moves like that before or after they happen or whatever. So that does not surprise me that Aaron Rodgers, he'd have to be. Why would the owner do that and not even talk to him?
Yeah. But also on this aspect, but it bothers me when because they're given so much power. This is why they act like that. So and Rodgers is not the first guy we've ever seen get a coach fired, but I don't know, man. It was done dirty. It was done dirty.
I don't like it at all, man. And I know he had a lot to do with it. So, and I'm sure that he causes a lot of issues in that locker room because I'm sure people were with Salah and they wanted him to be the coach, and then you come and you pull this shit, and he just doesn't seem like a good teammate. He doesn't. He seems like an ass.
I don't know if you all saw though, but he has the same record there this year that they had last year right after he got hurt. So what's the difference in the quarterback? Same amount of points scored, different quarterback who's supposed to be a superstar. They ain't going anywhere with that dude. That dude, like you all are saying, is nothing but a pain in the ass to that organization.
Fellas, but we're real quick, and we are going to get to our Steelers. We're all Western PA boys.
Yes, we're going to get to the Steelers. We see all these comments.
I love the fact the Bills, you got rid of your top offensive weapon or help for Allen. Now they're suffering. Allen's not looking as good. Oh my God, what happened? You want to put all your eggs in a basket of a 40-year-old Rodgers off in a torn Achilles? Does that even you wouldn't even make him captain of your rec team softball league? And you're going to put everything.
Famer, man. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's just not playing up to.
He's
not.
Today, as of today, he's a bum.
He's not playing well. Bottom line. And
you saw him, Dominic Foxworthy called him washed up.
He says, this is the first time ever in my career I've thrown 2 interceptions and the first goal about. Bro, if you're specifically pointing out your personal stats and stuff like that, man, you're the problem. It's just instead of saying, I came out and I turned the ball over a couple times when I normally don't do that, I got to be better with the football.
Do y'all think he want to play though?
Yeah.
Say it again, Russ?
Like, do y'all think he want to play because he kind of at this point like a kid that just getting away with whatever he could do? So it's like, do you think he even got the love to keep playing football anymore? Because that's how it seems.
He loves cashing those checks.
He got money.
It's like if I get away with it, I'll just do it.
Yeah, because he's not putting. He doesn't
care no more at all.
Yeah.
And they got some talent. You get hot, the team gets hot, and you make a little run. Hey man, go out. Just a chance to go out on top. Hell yeah! I mean, if he plays the way everyone thought he would, everyone was saying they're potentially AFC, Super Bowl contender.
But I hate when people do that because they don't take realistic views. He's 40 years old. I'm not trying to be funny. How many 40-year-old you guys that could even go hoop at the local rec center with the 25-year-olds, let alone at this position? You know what I mean? Or at this level of sports. Number one. And number two, I understand he's a Hall of Famer but when he was 30-some, you know what I mean? Now he's 40. And when I say 30, I'm talking 32, 33. Yes, he's had some decent numbers over the years, but fellas, I'm glad this is what happening. But again, you gave him everything, and now you wanted him, you got what you want, but now do you want what you got? And me, I'm happy. I'm loving that he's suffering. I'm loving that Allen's suffering. You know what I mean? But let's get on it, man. We know what everybody's here for. We got some other topics. We'll circle back to them. Our Pittsburgh Steelers. Me and Mike.
You jumped all the way to the end. Yikes! All right.
Here's why. Because we're halfway through the show. And we got to cover this. Me and Mike Doc. We're technically we're cousins. Our grandmothers were sisters, but we're really brothers. We've been going back and forth on this joker since Sunday night.
Let's go. We got a lot of people commenting on Tomlin. Let's go. Go ahead.
Well, I'm honestly, I'm not on this one. I have been. Tomlin's got to go. I'm not even on Tomlin on this one. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I know Barber feels differently. Of course, we see Lamar, Lovelace, and some other people. Tomlin got to go. Tomlin got to go. I'm not liking what he's doing, but my biggest thing is I don't see how people are putting that loss on the defense. That's my biggest problem. That's my problem.
I don't think.
Right.
Here's my position. I don't think anyone is putting the loss on the defense because the defense, like you said, created turnovers, blocked the field goal distance, this and that. But the bottom line to me was there's just right around 5 minutes left in the game. You're up by 4. Dallas has to go 70 yards. All you have to do is keep them out of the end zone. Keep them out of the end zone. 70 yards in 5 minutes. You let them do it in 4-some odd minutes, and you let them score. You let them score on a 4th down, and you left your offense with 20 seconds. I'm not saying the defense lost the game, but you can say, man, when we needed you, you didn't deliver.
You know what?
Technically, you
lost. Listen, and you know where this is going, y'all. When we needed to, I need dogs to show up. I don't need you to show up in the first quarter.
Okay. But what I don't get is why the defense, and they'd be wrong, and the offense is soft as medicated cotton. Okay, you needed me to make that one stand. However, they've got the highest paid QB, the highest paid receiver, and they have an explosive offense. But let's take that out of it. But when I needed you to Dak is the highest paid quarterback. CeeDee Lamb, so they haven't had.
CeeDee Lamb didn't do anything the whole night.
Hold on. But you're right. He didn't that night, but he's always capable of it. But my point being, you asked us to do that one thing. You've asked us to do that one thing. But what about when we gave you 3 turnovers and a block punt or a block field goal attempt, and you couldn't do anything? You couldn't do anything. I told Mike Doc, honestly, that is like some deadbeat dad who has a baby's mama with 3 kids. He does absolutely nothing for her. He cheats on her all the time. And as soon as she has coffee with another guy, he wants to tell the kids, "Mommy broke up the home." When you have done nothing, when you've done nothing for that relationship the whole time, that offense has done absolutely jack shit for this defense. And now you're like, we got to – and we're shocked now when a defense actually holds in the fourth quarter because you realize every time you're like, okay, they left the offense 20 seconds. They left the offense a minute. They're going to be able to go down and kick the field goal.
I think you're missing the point.
We automatically –
bottom line, 5 minutes, you're on the field, we're up by 4, don't let them score a touchdown.
We're in a league that they expect everybody to score.
That's the circumstances. You didn't deliver.
Especially when you got guys especially when you got some of the highest paid guys on that side of the ball.
At every level. Cam Hayward at the big line.
Your quarterback has absolutely zero to do with the $160 million that they're spending on defense. Zero. They put all that money into the defense. The defense needs to fucking step up. The offense.
Step up? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
They gave up a touchdown with like 20 seconds left to a third-string running back.
Dude. I can only do so much.
If I'm investing $160 million in a defense, they better pitch shutouts every goddamn week.
First off, we know that's not how the NFL is set up. The NFL is set up for the offense.
Your head coach has his team set up like that. He believes in the run game, and if the run game can get him in the end zone for 14 points, he expects the defense to shut everything down. Yeah. How blind are you watching this?
The run game is trash.
Hold on. Who is the best? Hold on.
With this guy.
You take whoever the best quarterback into the game now, the best you ever won. He didn't throw for 3 touchdowns every game. The best thing you have to have, it is a team effort. The best defense, the highest paid defense gave you 3 fucking turnovers and blocked a kick. And you're asking, goddamn, you're going to ask him to do everything? At that point, why even put the offense on the field? If you're literally going to ask the defense to do everything.
Because you got low management on Pickens. You're low managing your best receiver. I don't give a shit what it says on his nose. Okay? Tell your head coach to play the fucking guy. He's the only one that can catch the ball consistently.
Yes, now Pickens should be playing. Pickens should be playing.
All right. Ding, ding, ding. Everybody go back to their corners now. Everybody go back to their corners. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Doc.
Look, man, let's not sit up here and act like when there wasn't a big difference in that defense when Herbig went out. When Herbig went out, man, it was a big drop off, man. To have Jeremiah Moon in there rushing the passer, TJ could not come off the field. The defense was exhausted. I'll give you that. But the bottom line is because they needed him to keep him out of the end zone. And I hear what Mark is saying, the Barber man. I hear his frustration because that's the reality of the NFL. Just like we talked
Who's the best defense in the league, right? Who's the best defense in the league?
I don't know. Tough, man. You mean by numbers?
San Francisco.
Who do you have as the best defense in the league?
Frisco, number one.
Number one against the rush. And,
so you have Frisco is the number one defense.
I sent you all this information in a text. Okay, Pittsburgh's not even in the top 10 in either of those categories anymore. So you can go out the window with that. The one constant on this team is the same fucking guy who's had poor secondaries for almost 18 years, poor running game for almost 18 years, poor passing game for God knows how long. The one constant is the head coach because he thinks it's 1986 when you can run the football and leave your defense on the field to stop the game. Guess what? It's not. Make a move, brother, man.
I honestly, but I've said that before. It didn't matter who the OC was, quarterback. Tomlin is Tomlin. He is who he is. Tomlin's not going to change.
Then you don't renew his contract. You'll get somebody in there that has some balls that's going to play today's game, not 1986's game. I'm sick of watching it. I think Tomlin's great.
Me and Mike Doc over here all the time. Don't get rid of Tomlin.
Fellas, listen to me. Can we just I appreciate the enthusiasm and I have a healthy appreciation for the frustration, but can we just come back to reality? He ain't going nowhere no time soon, fellas.
No.
So let's talk about the now.
They're not going to do it. Steelers aren't going to get rid of it.
How do we fix these problems? Because run Canada out of town. Oh, Arthur Smith, this is going to be the greatest thing ever.
This is how you fix it, Doc. This is how you fix it. You bring in better assistants. That Arthur Smith, that mustache he got and them Skechers he be wearing, he out of date, man. He's out of date.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And a lot of people said that was a great. Oh, he did wonders with Tannehill and Henry in Tennessee.
When you say a lot of people, who's a lot of people?
Well, fellas, Tannehill threw for almost
90% of the league.
Yeah,
everybody.
Tannehill threw for 4,000 yards.
Wait, you mean all their friends, all his friends? People know him.
Bruh, you had a running back that went for over 2,000 and a quarterback that threw for over 6,000. We just now again, I'll admit the offensive line is patchwork and they've had injuries there. Mike Jock knows that better than anybody. But I don't know. So we expected him. We knew they were going to run. We expected, and they had Warren. Expect him to be healthy. I like Warren. We had Patterson. I thought he was going to do some things. Come on, Sheen. You come on now.
Hold on, Chops. Let me say this, Chops. Because we got to touch on this. Najee Harris, bum. Listen, he's slow. We can't see. And then listen. No, I'm saying, listen. Every time a running back gets in, they run to the hole somehow and get 5 to 6 yards. If you have a run game, that's going to open it up for your pass game. You know, it's so predictable, that whack-ass offense he's running. It's predictable. Anytime he got like 40 people on the line, what you think we're going to do? We're running the ball, man. Come on, man. Spread them tight ends out.
Najee Harris is the type of running back. He has to have a solid, excellent run blocking offensive line for him to get off, man. If he has a nice offensive line, he can get off. Other than that, he's not fancy. He's not.
Hold on, Doc.
He can't take away.
So how does Jalen Warren and Cordell Patterson get through the holes? Like
they're quicker. They hit the holes much quicker.
Yeah.
And their pads are squared.
Look, last week when Derrick Henry took one 87 yards to the house, weighing 245 pounds, Najee Harris ain't doing that. He's not taking one 87.
It's time to get rid of him, then, Doc. It's time to put him on the bench, Doc.
That's not what he has. He's not breakaway speed. He's a thumper. So if you want the lightning and thunder and the flash, the bang, if you will, like they have when Warren's in there and they're a 1-2 combo, they're much better. But if you watch every time Najee's in the game, they put 8 in the box, 9 in the box, and say you're not running it. We know that's all you have, and you're not going to do it with him.
Do you guys remember what Noah told us? Chops, you remember what Noah told us?
What part?
Yeah, I know.
He told us that they are not re-signing Najee.
Yes.
He said,
It's
Warren's
obvious.
going to get the contract. Warren is getting the contract. I just read an article today, but don't be surprised if the Steelers don't dangle Najee out there at the trade deadline.
Would any team take Najee as a starter? Is Najee still a starter somewhere?
Yes, the Raiders will, because both of their backs stink.
I think they want a receiver.
Hey, listen, Zamir White, bum. My list of bums is just getting bigger and bigger.
There's a lot of bums.
Russ, what do you think, Russ, about Najee? Bro?
It's just the offense to me, honestly. The offense been lackluster for several years. Ain't nothing transparent. Ain't nothing about it popping. Every other popping team got new college coaches trying stuff, going on 4th down every time. And when it don't work, you mad. But when it work, it's like we got to praise this guy. So that's my problem. Like, it's been the same like this for 5-6 years now. That's a problem.
Let me ask you, fellas, if they had a true number 2 wide receiver,
I was getting ready to ask,
how much better do you think it would make this offense for them?
I don't know, because the players are still
right now, man. All they got is Pickens, and we try to find youth every now and then. That's it.
I think it would make it a lot better because, again, it's going to open it up for they both complement each other. One works for the other one. If you can run the ball, you can pass. If you can pass, you can run.
Van Jefferson is your wide receiver 2, and he has 62 yards in 5 games.
Okay.
Can we all say it? Bum.
Okay,
hold
on. So here,
about Van Jefferson, when they ask about Tomlin, when they ask him about George Pickens blocking, he said that ain't his job. Van Jefferson's on this team to block as a receiver. That's what Tomlin said.
Whoa.
Okay, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. It would be different if the Steelers had to go to Muth 10 to 12 targets a game, or Van Jefferson 10, 12 targets a game, or running backs because Pickens was doubled. They're not doing that. Nobody is feasting on our passing game. So even if you bring in a second wide receiver, what's he going to do? It's not like all the targets are going to the tight ends or running backs in the flat.
True.
I don't get it. So even if you have another tight end, what are you going to do? The offense is going to change? Now we're going to open it up more?
Here's the issue and the blessing. Like me and my son talked about this, about Pittsburgh. The issue is you have a very young offensive line. You have a rookie at center. You have a rookie in McCormick now, who was a 4th-round pick at right guard. You just got Seal Malu back. your best offensive lineman. Before that, you had Spencer Anderson in his second year, 7th round pick playing there. You got Broderick Jones in his second year at right tackle, who you really don't even want there. You wanted Fautanu there, who was your rookie, but he's out for the year. And then at left tackle, you got Dan Moore in his 4th year starting for you. That's a young offensive line, bro. And then you only have one wide receiver that we're all saying that's all they have. That's very difficult to overcome. So how much can you really do, and how much should we really expect? And then you lose your backup running back, your 3rd running back, and then
that's what I'm saying.
You know that all you have is Najee. You're not going to run the football. So
but that's what I'm saying.
Like if you really look at it, but as time goes on, they start gelling, get more comfortable, get more experience, and that offensive line becomes better. Whoever's back there is going to get off. Period.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is it the line? Is it the line? Because those guys can get yards when they get the ball. It's just Najee Harris can't get yards.
They're young. I like how Frazier's playing now.
Come on, Doc. You evading, man. You swimming.
No, it's a young offensive line. It takes time, man.
Those guys can get yards. Najee Harris can't.
Man, it's the NFL. I don't care who you put back there. Sometimes, like I just broke it down to you. When Najee's back there, they know you're not gonna do it. But if you put Patterson back there, you don't know if he's gonna go out on a route. Warren, you got to be careful with Warren. He'll outrun you. He got a little bit of speed to him. Najee don't have that. He don't. He's their thumper. But right now, he's the only running back they have.
Keep this in mind too, fellas. They had the opportunity to get rid of the offensive line coach, just like they got rid of the receivers coach, and they buckled on that, and they brought that shitty-ass Myers guy back. And that's a big part of the problem too.
Yeah.
He sucked in Carolina, and he sucks in Pittsburgh calling the offensive line plays.
Well, we can't say they didn't invest in it, because Chops was mad when Pittsburgh took Najee in the 1st round as a running back, saying, why would you draft a running back in the 1st round when your offensive line is terrible? But let's look. There's just this last two drafts. 1st round pick, Jones moved up to go get him. This year, took Fautanu, took McCormick, took Frazier, 1st round, 2nd round, 4th. Like, they're investing in their offensive line. They're just all rookies, and they're all real young.
Let me ask you this. Do the Steelers have the youngest offensive line in the league?
Absolutely. They have to. Absolutely.
Okay.
They got three rookies starting.
Okay. How well do you think – is it normally that 3 rookies, even if they were healthy, would do well? Have we ever seen a line that had 3 rookies go to the playoffs? I asked that. And number one, Steelers have had great receivers. They've had some good receivers over the years. How many of those how many great or good offensive linemen have the Steelers had? Because we know they mix on Dawson.
Man, they got some nice. They just put out in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I gotta go. The boys on the field now. Love you guys, man. Keep doing the great work.
All right.
I just when you're investing in your upfront guys are all that young, that doesn't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They invested in Pouncey, 1st round pick. DeCastro, 1st round pick.
Yeah.
All those guys. Faneca, 1st round pick.
Yeah.
1st round picks.
Which one of those guys do you think will be Hall of Famers? How many Pro Bowls they made?
Faneca's already in. Pouncey's 1st ballot. What do you got, 12 Pro Bowls? Pouncey's getting in. And I don't think they were all warranted, but Pouncey's probably 1st ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
DeCastro's going to get in eventually, probably. Potentially. Yes. I don't know, man. We'll see. But they definitely need a receiver. Let's talk about.
Hold on. Tomlin didn't draft. I'm talking about the guys Tomlin drafted. Offensive lineman Tomlin drafted.
With him and Kevin Colbert the last 18 years.
He didn't draft Faneca.
Okay, since then. Go back to his 1st year. They drafted linemen. They brought in free agents. They brought in Jeff Harding from Detroit. Like they brought in people, man. They've done some things. Marvell Smith they drafted out of Arizona State, started left. Max Starks out of Florida started left tackle.
You just mentioned another bum, Doc. You just mentioned another bum. Who? Kevin Colbert. Bum. Bum.
Why you say Colbert?
Look at his draft pick. Listen, when you get a minute, go back and look at his draft picks. Let's just say he picked for 10 years, and let's just say he has 70 picks. He might have went 13 for 70. I mean, he had so many bad picks.
Yeah, his last couple of years were bad.
Bum.
Yeah,
but we're going to get to the bums in a minute. Don't worry.
But look, fellas, when we're talking about the Steelers, I know there's a little bit of rumblings out there about Justin Fields, or is it time to put in Russ Wilson? What about Pickens, man? Do you guys think Pickens has an attitude problem, or do you think that's okay? This is just normal diva behavior for wide receivers in the NFL.
Who wants to go first? Because I already got mine.
I want to know what Russ thinks. He's of the younger generation. Russ, what you got?
Yeah, that's it. Russ,
Pickens or the quarterback? Which one you want?
On Pickens.
I just want the ball. Just give it to me. But if you taking me out, I'm not blocking. I mean, honestly, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. But
that's young people shit there.
I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm not getting the ball. Y'all never give me a chance to help. But I will say it's not cool when he do that and you're not catching a third down easy pass, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to be doing stuff like that, you got to be a dog all the time, though, now.
Right.
So I will say that, though, too. But that's my opinion about Pickens. But
my thing about Pickens is this. I'm mad too because I'm trying to play for my next contract. If I got 40 catches a year,
listen.
You can see what I can do.
Everybody and their mama knows Pittsburgh plans on paying Pickens. They don't want to let that boy go if he acts right. He's gonna be a top 5, top 3. They're gonna make him up there. They're gonna pay him because they don't gotta pay nobody else. They but as long as he keeps acting crazy, but I'll tell you this, somebody posed a question, said if he's doing this while he's making rookie money, what's he gonna do when you give him that bag? Like they compared him to AB. Look at shit.
That's what he gonna do. Take off his shirt, take off his equipment, and run off the field.
But can you find a young receiver that will get the bag that's not gonna do that nowadays? I don't think that's even possible though.
But here's the thing. That's some
true,
shit,
man. But Larry Fitzgerald wasn't like that.
That is some shit.
I'm saying in the last 5 years.
That is some shit the Steelers worry about. If we pay him, is he going to go crazy? All these other players.
You have to. It's an investment, bro.
These other teams. Hold on. That's shit the Steelers say. All these other teams are paying their wideouts. Do you think the Vikings said, do you think if we pay Jefferson, he's going to lose his mind? If we pay, no, the Steelers are doing that dumb shit. They're conservative everywhere. You had one wide receiver, and we think really after he got hit by Burficts is when AB truly lost his mind. However, all these other organizations are not having they're not saying, well, do we pay Jamar Chase? Do we pay CD Lamb? Because once they get their money, they're going to lose their mind. That is shit that you only hear in that dumbass flip
phone. That's not true. CD Lamb just went through drama with Dallas. CD Lamb just went through drama with Dallas.
Hold on. CD Lamb went through drama because Steve, your boy, owner of the Dallas, takes a while to pay everybody. But they were not saying, but they're hold on. But they're not saying we're worried about paying him because if he's acting like this now, how's he going to act?
The Steelers aren't saying that. That's the media. That's everybody else around us saying this is the Steelers thing. You know how media are. And
you're right.
Closed doors.
But they only attach that to Pittsburgh. They don't attach it to anywhere else. But also, you don't have anywhere else.
Randy Moss went through the same because of a lot of receivers. Stephon Diggs is still catching flack. Josh Allen's taking shots at the media.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. They did not say it because we pay him, he's going to act up. Stephon Diggs was pissed because even though he was the leading or second target getter or whatever, he was still pissed, not thinking he was the biggest part of it. My thing was that how many other teams are even leaked to the media, whatever, they're worried about paying this man because he could act up after he gets his money. And they said that bullshit about Randy Moss in Oakland, where at that time everybody's career was going to die. Then once he got elsewhere, yes, everybody was going to
Isn't
Oakland.
That why Randy Moss dropped in the draft, bro?
Where did Randy Moss go?
He dropped in the teens to Dallas because he had problems at Marshall. And all. That's why he ended up at Marshall, because he had problems. He already had character. He was already a hothead. Otherwise, he would have went top 3.
Yeah, but he should have had it because,
But I'll say this: listen, Pickens is going to get paid. I get it.
Do you think they'll pay him top 6 wide receiver money, top 5 wide? Yes. You think they'll pay Pickens top 5 wide receiver money?
Yes.
With no numbers.
It doesn't matter about his numbers. It's just a matter about their system. They know what he can do. They see him every day. They know what they have.
I agree with that part. They know what he can do, but
they just need to get him in the right system with the right quarterback. Get it popping. That's all they need to do.
Does that make it even worse that they know what he can do, yet the coach stands there and says, we put him on restriction or we limited his reps, because all the other teams with star wide receivers, they're figuring out ways to get their top guy the ball, end arounds, whatever crazy plays. And the Steelers, nobody can do, yet they're still not featuring him.
Let me ask you this, because I see it like this. If you're Mike Tomlin, you're still sitting there 3-2. You know George Pickens is the only receiver you got. That's it. So if you have an opportunity to give him some blow, take him some time off, cool his head because he's frustrated, he's about to blow, you could do that. That game was winnable. They were winning the game.
What young wide receiver, as Russ said, with their mindset, what young wide receiver you think that's going to work for? We not throwing you the ball and we're going to take you off the field?
None.
Let's not forget, he don't have to sign with them. He can go. He can shop his wares elsewhere.
I'll be out for 3-4 years.
What wide receiver would be okay with that in all NFL history?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta scheme ways to get him the ball, but when teams understand you don't have nobody else, first of all, he's getting a top dog corner. He has Surtain. He cooked Surtain a little bit, but he had Diggs on him. And then every team is putting a safety over him. He's getting double teamed. They're trying to eliminate him and eliminate that's all they have, bro.
Well, so rather than say we're limiting him, rather than talk about when he doesn't block, why don't we say we know what he can do? We can't get him the ball. We can't get him the ball. Because even in the media, Pickens is catching hell. Last year he caught hell. This year he's catching hell. We all know what he can do. The media acts like he's so-so. You know what I mean? That's what bothers me, man. You know what this man can do. Treat him like you know what he can do.
We all know the media is going to take shots at players, man. You take a play off, and then you have a little bit of I'm not validating, but I'm saying you got a little bit of history. It goes back to last year when he wasn't blocked, and then the very next game you show Jaylen Warren blowing somebody up so that the team scores, and then he changes that, and you think you turn it. There's a little bit of a pattern that makes you say, okay, this ain't nothing new. And Tomlin, let's give him credit. Throughout his career, he's always kept these kind of cats under wraps. AB, we had no clue that dude was crazy and doing all that cut up like that at all.
Look here, you're in the med field, Doc. I can't prove it.
Don't blame it on
I think that hit from
don't put it on me.
I think he cooked him.
Listen,
I think he cooked his beans.
Also, I think Pickens is special needs, so you're going to have that with special needs guys.
I don't know about that, man. Listen,
I'm telling you, he had an IEP. I guarantee you he had an IEP when he was in middle school and high school. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I'm telling you, he had an IEP. Guarantee
Look here. We can do Steelers all night. We can't talk about that. Look here, real quick.
Hey, this night's almost over, so you might as well keep running with it, right, baby?
Let's move on, Johnny.
Real quick. Wow, Jesus, Lou.
He said,
MLB started. MLB, the playoffs. We're divisional playoffs. Are any of you cats watching any of it?
Me.
Now? What series? What has stuck out to you? What are you down for?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what series grabbed me first was, of course, the Royals and Yankees, because I've been watching the Royals for these past couple of years, and I kept saying they're getting better. They were young, and now they finally made it to that. But then San Diego and the Padres and the Dodgers, they started doing
the Machado. When he threw it, Machado throwing the ball into the dugout.
No, he robbed them of the home run. That was for. He robbed them of the home run, and then he's standing in front of the fans like this, and they start throwing shit at him, and then it just started going crazy, like some WWF, WC type shit.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't if the wild card or that one game playoff, if the Pirates are in the last couple, when they were, I would watch. I don't normally start watching baseball until it's elimination game of the divisional series. Then I'll watch NLCS. But this one, fellas, I ain't even going front. The way the Mets were in, how they even got to this point, that was exciting. So
yes,
I ain't gonna lie, your boy's been watching. It really has. Real quick, did you see what your boy was? Darvish? Did he shut the Dodgers down? Said, you want to let me go? You ain't gonna give me my dough. You'll see me again. He did his thing to those boys, man. He did his thing.
You know what's frustrating for me, like baseball, like I like watching a little bit Ohtani. I like the big stars, the whole 50-50 joint. it's just so frustrating, man, when you see the Pirates, man, like and nutting, man. Like it's like, man, dude, give me the team. I ain't got a lot of money, but I'm bringing somebody in. Like we gonna have somebody. We just ain't gonna have what we draft, and that's it. Like it's ridiculous, man. Yeah. It's ridiculous to be that bad so long. People want to talk about the Steelers, man. The hell with Mike Tomlin, man. They get on.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Doc, we've been saying that for the last few weeks, Doc.
Yeah. Let me ask you something real quick.
In baseball. It's
crazy. Yeah, they do. That is a pretty part. Crazy. Real quick, on the real. See, Rush, do you like all sports? Do you follow the Pirates much, or you don't really get down with them too much? Because they're
a little bit.
Okay, so they changed the rules, the pitch clock, all that. What is there anything they could do? Do you even find baseball? Because fellas, baseball even during the regular season used to be exciting. We used to watch a lot of games. Now, like me, I don't watch until playoffs. Are they even getting you the younger guys? Are you even do you even watch much baseball, or or is it only play? Seriously, big deal. Because let's not forget, we used to love. When we were kids, we liked baseball.
Yeah, because we had good teams too, though.
Yeah,
I love playing it. I don't really care for watching it. So it's too slow. Pitch.
I'm going to a game is cool. It's real cool, but watching it, that's dead. But like they say,
man, Davey Parker, you went back.
I mean, we had guys like that, so we was watching. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You see them? They smoking that marijuana. You see that?
That is
I'm sorry.
Medicinal privileges.
They called it reefer. I'm sorry, reefer.
Medicinal privileges. That's
smoking that hash. What you sipping on, Doc?
A little bit Crown.
Regular or blackberry?
Regular.
Blackberry is like medicine.
Man, no, that blackberry's fire, man. With simply lemonade, man, and a little bit of like Sprite or fruit punch Canada Dry, man. I'm telling you.
Man, let me tell you something real quick. 20 seconds. I'm at Mike Doc's house, chilling, right? We just got in town. We grab our shower. We're about to go to bed. It's 11:30. We're about to go to bed.
Hey, this
he says, "Yo, man,
funny. Whoa! Y'all showered and then got ready for bed."
I don't know what this man is talking about.
Listen, here's the mentality. I don't even think like that. I can't even put that shit together. I don't even think I can't.
Hey, Doc, those aren't pillows.
I don't know what my man talking about, man.
He says we need to try this blackberry Crown, right? And in 45 minutes, maybe an hour, just shots with Bud Platinum as chasers, took a whole bottle of blackberry Crown.
Wow.
Next day, drunk as Cooter Brown. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you have not had that blackberry Crown,
you should be promoting them. Tell them
I'm about to say sponsored by Blackberry Crown tonight.
For sure.
Man. So, all right, fellas, real quick. In the we got the Tigers and the Guardians. Who you like?
Guardians.
All right, fella. We all got the Guardians, or we got okay on the big one then. Padres, Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Okay. Oh man. All right. Yanks, Royals. Let's go to big dogs.
I'm going with the
Royals. Give me the small town team.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Who you got, Rusty?
I got the Yankees. Gotta go with the Yankees.
He young. See, the young boys take the best team.
Hey, we rocking with it.
The young boys like all the best teams. Golden State, Yankees,
keep going.
Patriots.
Hey, here's one real quick for you fellas. Maybe the next show chops for the barber, man. Ovechkin, man, they say like 40-something goal, 43, 45, somewhere goals away from Gretzky's thing. Does he get it is going to be the question, man. Does he get it this year?
40
How
goals.
many years he been in the league? Maybe
42 goals away. I don't think he'll get it.
So we need
43
to break it.
43 breaks it. 42 ties and 43 breaks it.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Hey, great night, Russ. Thank you for joining us, Young Buck. Mike Doc, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yo, don't forget, continue to tune in. We love you, OSP. We love the support. Keep showing us love.
Are we ending it on that one? Have a good night, y'all.
Boy. I was cooking tonight. I'm gonna start calling myself